Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Gleberman, and you're listening to Silence on Set podcast. On today's podcast, we have Chloe Yu and Nina Bloomgarden from the movie Jane. The movie is about a high school senior, Olivia, who struggles with grief from a recent loss of a friend. When she gets deferred from her dream college, she begins to spiral and experience a series of increasingly frightening panic attacks. In an attempt to regain some of her self-control, she embarks on a social media-fueled rampage against all of those that stand in her way of her success. So here to talk about both of their characters are Chloe and Nina. First of all, can you guys tell me a little bit about your characters or how you would describe your characters? Because this film is very interesting take on kind of social media, mental health issues, various things. So can you give us an intro into both of your characters?
Well, Jane is the late best friend of Olivia and Izzy, and I don't want to give away too much, but their friend group it has a very interesting dynamic, and I think in the film, Jane is a very powerful force who exerts a lot of dominance and control.
It's interesting because we're working with like the unreliable narrator point of view, so I kind of had to tailor Camille to that. But yeah, she's one of the victims of cyberbullying.
So, Nina, for you in particular, for your character of Camille, for going through in the film, as an actress, how do you prep for that, knowing obviously people deal with this on a daily basis? And this film is very impactful in kind of the storyline that takes place with it.
I was already given like a pretty solid backstory for Camille, so I just kind of prepared that and made it as real as possible to make the downfall of Camille as kind of as like more emotional for her. I think there's a lot. She's trying to. She's the new girl at school, so she's trying to kind of come in and find her place, and that gets torn from her pretty quickly. In her last school, she dealt with not a similar thing, but something that affected her mom's point of view on her and her classmates' point of view on her. So yeah, I just tried to make that as real as possible.
And then Chloe, for you, you have such an interesting character. We see you like in various moments of the film in a very interesting somatic way. When you're reading stuff like that, how do you prepare as an actress to handle scenes like that and get across the emotion without sometimes saying very much?
Yeah, well, I did do some prep work. I did focus a lot on her relationship with Olivia and Izzy, and I talked a lot with Sabrina too on how she wanted me to portray that Jane's energy. And yeah, I think I had a lot of inner dialogue going on in my head, and yeah, just however that came out on set, I kind of just let that happen naturally.
So for the two of you, were there certain things that you really wanted to hit in this film?
I think I wanted to drive the unreliable narrator narrative because that changed the way I looked at Camille, and I had to look at Camille through Olivia's eyes and not through kind of my own. So there were definitely scenes in the beginning half of the film where I was playing it more from Olivia's point of view, and then towards the latter half, I had to kind of come in and bring, I think, the true Camille through.
And I think this film also really stresses like how much pressure is put on young women today and how that it can be really overwhelming and that it can sometimes potentially be dangerous.
So for both of you, the other important aspect I think of the film is obviously the storytelling. One of the biggest things for me, and Chloe, you kind of mentioned it, a lot of it is about women, and a lot of it is a woman-based forced movie told with women, young girls in particular, and the storyline moves forward about these women. So for you, what was it like being on set to see diversity and a whole ton of women working together in this movie? So what was that like for you guys as actors?
It was such a comfortable set. It was great. I mean, it was really nice. I didn't go to an all girls school, so if I did, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. There's just some like camaraderie. It's great.
No, everyone was so supportive. Like Sabrina was also just so great, and it felt we bonded really well, and it just felt really safe and it was a good time.
So I'm just going to ask one final question. What are you hoping fans get from seeing this film? I guess like in terms of like what they would get out of it, or what are you hoping the message is that they take away when they walk out?
Well, I hope we start a conversation about the effects of social media because I think today the world moves just so fast and we are constantly consuming like more information on all these different apps. And I think we just need to remember that social media is only a glimpse of someone's life. It is really only the highlight reel, and we have to remember that there is an entire world out there that is not online.
Hope you guys enjoyed listening to Chloe and Nina talk about their characters in the new thriller film Jane. The movie's currently available now, so go check it out. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button so you're updated on all of our latest podcasts, and head over to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe so you're updated on all of our video content.